The next step in strengthening the pattern activation of our transverse abdominis as our first layer of foundation to our movement is to work on some arm movement. Now, you can use this as long as you do not have any shoulder pain when raising overhead. If you have any pain in your shoulders, do not force yourself to move into that pain. You can work up to that place, but never move into it, okay? So, assuming you have no shoulder pain, we're going to set that transverse abdominis engagement. We're going to take a breath in. As we let that breath out, let our rib cage translate down towards our pelvis, and we're going to pull the pubic bone and belly button together so we feel a lot of tension here. We did not move our spine. We did not rock our hips back, okay? So maintain this. Now, very slowly, you're going to try to move your arm alongside your ear. You're going to get to about here, and now your fascia is going to begin to pull along that abdomen. And what the sensation you're going to feel is that as you move your arm, this is going to want to release. So the whole exercise is you not letting that transverse abdominis release. So instead of having to think about contracting it more, you're just trying to prevent it from letting go. And then you're going to move to the other side. So we alternate between sides and we move nice and slow to make sure that we're not using momentum to give us a false experience for actually strengthening that muscle group. So let's begin a set of 15 reps, alternating sides. So we'll the right side, then the left side, that would be 1 repetition. If you get to say 8 or 10 and you lose the ability to feel that you have that transverse abdominis engaged, then I want you to actually stop. You can rest for a minute and then reset and then try a few more. But if you have lost the experience of feeling that here, likely that engagement has fatigued, and we've just got to practice moving slowly over time to build some endurance for your ability to keep that engagement. Okay, so you want to practice as ideally as possible in the beginning so that you can really develop the right pattern activation, strengthen that. It's going to truly help you move forward the fastest. You'll progress so much faster and be able to build so much better strength if you just honor, unfortunately, the weakness that you may have in the beginning. So let's begin by setting our arms up. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you blow out, translate those rib cage down, pull those 2 points together, keep that spine straight, don't rock your hips back. And now we're going to try to bring our right arm overhead, nice and slow. Feel that increase in tension below that belly button. Keep it engaged as you bring the arm back up. Now, if you need to rest and reset, you can do that now. Otherwise, if you're able to maintain the engagement, let's move the left arm. The goal would be to move through every single repetition without having to rest and reset. But in the beginning, you need to honor the fact that you are learning or relearning the right pattern. So if you need to rest between every single movement, please do so. If you need to rest and reset between each repetition, do that. And as over time, you'll see how you could do 2 or 3 reps and then have to reset. But do what you have to do in order to have the best possible outcome experience. Now, in the beginning, people also tend to move too quickly. The slower you do this, the stronger you are. So just remember that. You need to move at a pace, especially in the beginning, so that you can really experience what's happening at that transverse abdominis. don't want to be holding your breath either. In the beginning, it feels really hard, but it's really just about coordination and kind of reorganizing that neurology, that computer program. We're on 7 reps here, we're starting. Eight. 8. And you should start to really feel how you're really working that transverse abdominis specifically. Sometimes it takes a few reps before you can start to feel it. We're working on rep 10 here. Eleven. If you feel some tension building in your legs, just try to relax your legs so that you can maintain as much engagement as possible in that transverse abdominis. You're not starting to develop support or compensations with other muscle groups. Fourteen. Last one, 15. Now, if you've made it this far, or you've been practicing this for a while, you can rest and then begin another set. You may not get all the way through at first, but just develop that strength. But this first stage at developing that transverse abdominis engagement, you shouldn't be doing it for very long. Really about 1 week, and then I start to have people transition to the step 2. If you need to, you can also use this as a warm-up to make sure that you've got the right experience and activation pattern, and then move on to the more challenging steps, which we're going to move into, which is some hip motion to help us strengthen that pattern engagement. So just for a week or 2, you can always use it as a warm-up, as a check-in, a reset, but you really don't want to stay at this level. You need to advance it so that you can actually really develop a better whole body movement pattern with the right foundation.